Okay. And what do you say Mr. Matlala came to see you about?
Mr. Matlala was awarded a tender by the South African Police Service to provide the Medicare 24 tender. And then he is expected to use the they call it medical facility, the hospital facility in the colleges. In other words, when a student fall ill or whatever the student may need is in-house on site. Now he says, I've been awarded this tender, but I also have a lease agreement where Public Works allows me to go in there and occupy the space, because according to the lease agreement I have with Public Works, I am the lawful occupier of this property.
On the tender, you say the Medicare 24 tender. Which tender specifically are you speaking about?
I don't know of any other tender other than the Medi 24.
Is that the tender to provide medical services to trainees and to members?
That's what I know so far.
But that tender was only awarded in June 2024. So if that's the tender you're referring to, it couldn't be that he was talking to you about it in January 2024. It was only awarded to him in June 24.
Yes, and it doesn't change anything to what I'm saying, because if it was awarded in June 2024, and he says, I've been awarded this tender, but I'm not being allowed to use the premises or the facility. Now, if he comes at a later stage, because all I can say, whether when it was awarded or not, when it was not awarded, it's not where I fit in. All I'm saying is that I met him for the first time on the date he came to see me.
Yes, but you said that I asked you what did he come to see you about, and you said it was to discuss the problem that he was having with this tender, because he couldn't fulfill the tender properly unless he had access to those premises.
Suspended South African Police Service Deputy National Commissioner for Crime Detection, Shadrack Sibiya, has vehemently denied ever receiving or agreeing to receive impalas from alleged crime kingpin Vusimuzi Cat Matlala, known as Cat, despite WhatsApp messages showing his residential location PIN was shared for a planned delivery. Sibiya was testifying on Monday before the Matlanga Commission of Inquiry, where he faced sustained questioning over electronic communications that appear to show arrangements for impalas to be transported to his Centurion home. He said, I've never had impalas delivered to my home. The commission had that on March 21, 2024, Matlala sent a voice note to a key intermediary identified as Witness F. In the recording, a man is heard asking for a location pin for where the impala must go. Witness F immediately forwarded the message to Sibiya with the note, "Morning, it's from Cat." Sibiya confirmed that the WhatsApp number involved belonged to him and acknowledged receiving the voice note. He also did not dispute that he phoned Witness F shortly thereafter. Phone records presented before the commission showed multiple calls between Matlala and Witness F within minutes of the message being circulated. Later that morning, Matlala sent Witness F a screenshot of a conversation with a contact saved as Rudy Farm Manager. In the exchange, Matlala instructed Rudy to check your account again. Rudy responded that payment had been received and confirmed logistical plans. The impalas will be captured on Sunday and transported on Monday to that location. According to evidence leaders, that location referred to Sibiya's home address. Evidence leader advocate Adila Hasim SC pressed Sibiya on why his residential PIN would have been shared if he had rejected the animals outright. Sibiya maintained that he had clearly told Witness F he did not want impalas and denied authorizing any delivery. In his testimony, Sibiya said he had asked Witness F to assist him in sourcing a single bag for his small plot in Centurion. which he purchased roughly a decade ago. He insisted he could not afford multiple animals and will not accept anything from Matlala. Said, "I was not going to receive anything from the service provider. I never allowed them to come." He further justified that he had previously received a 20,000 rand payment sent by a friend as a birthday gift, saying he did not want to placed in a commission in a compromising position. Co-Commissioner Sisi Baloyi questioned whether Sibiya's rejection of the impalas was motivated by concerns about the impropriety. Sibiya replied that the refusal was purely financial. He had budgeted for only one animal and could not sustain more. Co-Commissioner Advocate Sandile Khumalo also sought clarity on how Matlala became involved in Sibiya's plan to acquire game. Sibiya's explanation on this point was described as unclear. Earlier testimony from Witness C and Witness F painted a far more damaging picture. They alleged that Matlala gifted Sibiya as many as 20 impalas as part of a broader pattern of benefits, including cash payments and assistance with property-related expenses, allegedly provided in exchange for protection for a criminal network. Sibiya dismissed these allegations as false and politically motivated, claiming they form part of a campaign to tarnish his reputation while shooting other corrupt figures within the police service. He also criticized the presentation of the WhatsApp evidence, arguing that the messages shown to him were selectively chosen and handpicked. Commission Chair Justice Mbuyiseni Matlanga rejected that assertion, stating that the full set of communications had been disclosed to the Commission. In a moment of further ambiguity, Sibiya testified that several of his own animals had died over time, though he did not clearly explain the circumstances. General Shadrack Sibiya further stated that when he first met with Vusimuzi Matlala in office, he was not aware of any corruption allegations against him. He claimed he only met Matlala about 5 times and spoke to him 3 times on the phone at most. He said, "We were not friends. I would say our interaction was very limited." Sibiya also conceded that he took control of crucial political killings case files that then stalled in his office for 3 months. The admission allegations that Sibiya interfered in sensitive investigations while senior officers battled corruption and organized crime within SAPS. At issue is the controversial disbandment of KwaZulu-Natal Political Killings Task Team, a team established to investigate politically linked assassinations. Evidence before the commission suggested that Sibiya centralized the task team's dockets, including matters already on the court roll, effectively halting investigation progress. Sibiya has denied acting for personal gain, insisting his decisions were driven by operational considerations. But he acknowledged under questioning that the files were left uninvestigated for months. Sibiya also denied any wrongdoing, saying he was acting on his senior's orders. What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.